Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Death by Disney podcast. I'm your host, Adam, and on today's episode, we're going to talk about Candleshoe, a movie starring Jodie Foster from 1977. Yes, 1977. Such a great year. So many great things happened in 1977. So many great people were born. Yeah, I was born in 1977, which probably seems like a long time for some of you, but uh, if you're lucky, your year of birth will also start to seem like a long time for some people. It's like the game of life is like it's a game and you get points, and the points are the years you have lived, not the cars you have acquired or the money in your bank account, the years you have lived and the number of happy and enjoyable moments you've had in those years with the people you love or by yourself in nature, etc. Wow, that was really profound for a quick Disney review podcast. Candleshoe. So, what is the plot of Candleshoe? Basically, there is this kid who is an orphan, and she's a tomboy, and this petty criminal discovers that this old lady in England might be sitting on a fortune of undiscovered pirate gold, or no, that's they discover that later. Sorry, they discover the pirate gold later, and that saves the estate. But the criminal, he wants basically the old lady to sign over the estate to this girl, and he'll control the girl, so he'll have this estate. But the girl gets to England and finds out that the estate is actually broke and they don't have any money, and hijinks ensue. So usually I do a synopsis of the movie, which I've just done, and I do a review of the movie, my review, and then I give you a positive and negative review. But actually, there's not a lot of negative reviews of this film, and a lot of the positive reviews are just saying the same things. They're talking about the performance of David Nevin, and because David Nevin actually plays. So basically, the old lady is lonely, and she doesn't have very many friends because she lives out in the middle of nowhere. So her butler decides that he's going to put on a bunch of disguises and pretend to be different people so that she can have a very full social life. So it's kind of sweet. So a lot of the reviews talk about that. And so I also give you some trivia, which I'll talk about in a moment. So right now, today, we're going to be just doing my review and a little bit of trivia. Candleshoe is not a movie that will make you burst out laughing, but it is full of entertaining moments and genuine heart that manages to avoid cliche. The movie stars Jodie Foster as Casey Brown, a child who may hold the key to an immense fortune. Helen Hayes plays Lady St. Edmund, and David Niven plays the butler with an absurd amount of quiet energy. It's a movie that sums up the spirit of Disney without any animation or cheesy songs. It's a movie where a character is tempted to do wrong, but ultimately decides to do the right thing. Jodie Foster is charismatic in the lead. It's easy to see how she was so successful in her later career. And an interesting bit of trivia is that part of the plot involves her character having a scar on her shoulder. In real life, she has the same scar, which she got acting in another Disney movie called Napoleon and Samantha, where she was almost mauled by a lion. But there are no lions in this film, and I don't think any of the actors were put in life-endangering situations, so you can watch this comfortably and have a feeling of quiet enjoyment. Yeah, so the other bit of trivia that I wanted to talk about is that Jodie Foster only had 3 weeks break between the end of production on Freaky Friday in 1976 and Candleshoe in 1977. So basically, Jodie Foster was like this huge star in the 70s, like a huge star of children's content. Like, she was one of the faces of Disney, along with somebody like Dean Jones, but I think it's interesting because Jodie Foster also was in Taxi Driver, which is a much more adult film, but she made more money doing this in the beginning, and then she grew up and became the wonderful actress that we know now. So, yeah, I think Candleshoe is for me a movie that shows the actual positive aspects of a project like this. And everyone, you don't have to watch all of the Disney movies, but I think everyone should have some kind of project that they do that doesn't necessarily bring them anything, but maybe shows them a bit about life. And, I love movies and I love TV, but I was never going to watch Candleshoe without this project. And, it was an enjoyable hour and 20 minutes. So, thank you for Death. Thank you for the Death by Disney podcast that I actually got around to watching Candleshoe. So, yeah, I hope that if you watch this podcast on YouTube or you watch it on some kind of podcast app, the audio version of the podcast, I hope that it inspires you to either watch a Disney movie that you hadn't watched and, find something that you enjoy, or it inspires you to go out and do some kind of crazy project like I'm doing with this Disney project. Yeah, all right. I don't have anything else to say. It's a good movie. Go watch it. Yeah, I do have one more thing to say, of course. Please leave a comment in the video, or please follow, subscribe, all of those things in all of the different places you can, because the more people, obviously, who subscribe, the better it is, because more people watch it, and then more people can comment, and then I can interact with all of you lovely people. All right, thanks.